I got something to show you guys. Absolutely insane. Absolutely crazy. And it's definitely worth talking about. Definitely worth talking about. So your boy Wembanyama, he obviously been making history, but he's starting to really confuse the analytic heads. All right, the guys that absolutely love analytics, love stats. He's confusing them. They don't know what to do. It's very frustrating. No one knows what's going on. So let's take a look at this. So big shout out to Todd Whitehead here for posting this. He said, my boss Mark was on the Russell pod to talk about our player tracking product. This was one of the wide open shots he mentioned that Wemby blocked. Body to body distance at shot release, 6'1", 27-foot closeout, max closeout speed of 16.3 feet per second. Okay. Ball blocked at 11 feet 11 inches. Absolutely insane. So let's take a look at this. Hold on. It's not a video. This shot was blocked. Are you serious? Can you guys see this? Hold on. I got to bring this up in a different tab. This shot was blocked. Look at this. Look where he is. He is completely changing the way offenses play games. Look how far he is. And Wemby can get away with this type of stuff. He ain't even in the paint. He's on the opposite end of the paint. Now, sure enough, that's Cunningham, right? You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I think that's Cunningham, isn't it? That's his name, right? He's wide open in the corner, and sure enough, he doesn't have the ball in his hands yet. But no one could get there. You're not faster than the ball. Okay, yeah, I was. Wait. Wemby first team all defense? Yeah. Kawhi's mom still lives in San Antonio? Okay, that's kind of random. But yeah, look how far away he is. But hold on. Going back. Here's something else to take a look at. Oh gosh. All right, let's see. All right, so with this, all right, so I'm assuming, hold on, I'm trying to actually understand this. So is this a ball being passed? All right, so anyways, Pat gets the ball, Wemby is under the paint, and he blocks it. This is actually kind of crazy. Did you see what Wemby said? Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. Wemby stats sound like back when Discovery Channel used to do animal face-offs. It's kind of crazy, dude. This isn't normal at all. Hold on, let me go back. I'm trying to see what this... Here's another example. He blocked this lob. When teams go into games and they have to figure out how to play certain teams, they have to figure out how to play certain games, or certain players. I don't know what you're going to do with Wemby. They're going to have to come up with something completely new as far as analytics, because what's wide open isn't wide open with him. And the scariest part about Wemby is that he can guard any place on the court. Nothing is necessarily open if he's 20 meters from it. And then if you have somebody like that who can always just blow up a play, look at this. He blocked this lob. If you have someone that can just blow up a play like this, I mean, if you give him some actual defenders, no disrespect to Champagny here, but if you give him some actual like true lockdown defenders around him, how do you score, man? I already know that, Jeremy Sohan is a great defender, right? I think Fasel is a really good defender, but like, what do you do? I mean, and then you have coming off the bench more than likely Sidi Sissoko. who's also a really good defender. And then you have Blake Wesley, who's establishing himself as a pretty good defender. I don't know, dude. It's gonna be very frustrating for teams. I expect many games in which they score under 100 points, or at least close to 100 points. Just really impressive stuff, man. Really impressive stuff. But I just want to show you guys that, just putting things in perspective, this is absolutely insane. I mean, this is absolutely insane. And it's not just the fact that he's athletic. It's not just the fact that he's long. It's not just the fact that he's a freak of nature. It's the fact that his basketball IQ is also extraordinarily high. The only thing that's holding him back right now, really, I mean, defensively, is really just adding on strength. It's everything about Wemby that's bad is kind of out of his control right now. Like, there's no way he can just muscle up in the middle of a season, right? There's no way he can just build all that core strength in the middle of a season. Not to the degree that you can in the off season. But he is really pushing himself to a degree that it shows what type of competitor he is. That's why I'm so convinced that we're going to be pretty doggone decent in the next couple years. This is incredible. NBA needs to check selection for all defensive teams. Wemby leads in blocks and stocks. Yeah. I thought you said steals. Sorry. Yeah, you said stocks. Wemby does not play one position. Wemby deserves to be in first defensive team. He deserves Defensive Player of the Year as well. He deserves Defensive Player of the Year as well. I don't know why this isn't even talked about. Insane, though. Just incredible. And basically, if you guys are interested in where this came from, like I said, it's Todd Whitehead, but he was referring to this, in which this was a podcast, Russell, in which they just start talking about how the heck do you track data nowadays when you have Wembanyama running around. Very impressive. Very impressive stuff. No off season coming up for Victor, going straight into Olympics for France and then next NBA season. Oh, that's true. When does all that start? Can you guys tell me? If you know. If you don't, it's fine. This video will be uploaded. YouTube will tell us. Yeah, when does that start? It's not non-stop for 3 months, is it? Dude, I have not watched the Olympics in forever. I'll be honest with you. I love the Spurs and Wemby, but he does not deserve Defensive Player of the Year this year. And even he said Rudy deserves it this year. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Draymond says Wemby does not deserve Defensive Player of the Year because his stats not equate to wins. Yeah, I hate that so much. We went over that video. I hate that so much. I feel like this is kind of an anomaly. I tried to check my bias as well. Like, I was like, okay, let me check my bias at the door. And the stats are just too good. It's just too good. The month of February, he had like 70-something blocks. And the person closest to him had 43? Like, come on. It's like not even close. The Olympics, he's going to dominate. He is. I was just wondering when the Olympics were. And you check your bias. I checked my bias on this one. Yeah, I checked my bias, and I'm sorry. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I mean, there's other guys that agree with me, right? Like Channing Frye. I don't think Channing Frye is a Spurs fan. If anything, RJ will be the one that would be a little bit more biased there. So yeah, I'm just being honest. It's going to be in July. Oh, okay. He got time. What are you guys talking about? Season be over not that long. He got time. Build a little more core strength. He'll be okay. How long does the Olympics last? You guys know? The team has played 6 games. He's going to have May and June and August too. It's going to be in July. Okay. He deserves to be in discussion, but it's hard to vote for a guy whose team is 23rd defensively and last in the standings. But that's my thing. It's last. It's like one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA. But then when he's on the court, we're sixth. Like, what else can he do to get it? Like, at that point, it's like, no, it just depends on like the team you're on, you know? Like, that's frustrating. Like, I guess the question I would have at this point was, if you replaced him with Rudy Gobert, who makes which team better? And I would argue that Wemby would make, maybe minimal, but he would make them a little bit better. And I don't think that Gobert makes the Spurs better at all defensively. That's like ridiculous. How are we a top 10 defensive team when he's on the court? But how good does the defensive stats have to be to get Defense Player of the Year? Obviously, that's a number, but what is it? I don't, there's so much bias, or obviously there's a number. I have no idea. I just know right now, Wemby is the best defender in the NBA. That's it. Like, I don't know. I haven't really seen an argument against that. I just think that Gobert, I mean, he has a better defensive team, but Wemby is a better defender. Wemby would make them significantly better. I'm just trying to be respectful. No, Wemby is not. Who do you think is the best defensive player in the NBA? I'm all ears. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and just be like, you're wrong. I don't care enough about the individual awards to do that. But I who's better than Wemby in the NBA defensively? It's also narrative based, which I get. Wemby isn't gonna win this year, but he'll get plenty in the future. Because just because he gets blocks doesn't mean he is a good defender. No. Okay. The San Antonio Spurs, when he's not on the court, is like 24th in the NBA. Like they're near last. They're terrible. They're near last in the NBA. Actually, are they last? I'm not sure. Just know they are near last when he's not on the court. When he is on the court, the Spurs is a top 6 defensive team in the NBA. That's not just getting blocks. That's how good he is. To me, that's the best defender in the. Oh, what other? I don't know if there's a differential. Like, I haven't seen another differential to that degree when a player's off the court. I think it just shows how good Wemby is. Also shows how bad we are, but you get what I'm saying. Clan is almost at 15K. Yeah, we getting there. Say it again for the ones in the back, Clan. No, I'm just saying. I just need. If Wemby was just getting blocks, like, I wouldn't say that. But this isn't normal. And he's changing defenses, mind you. Like, I mean, offenses. Like, he's terrorizing offenses. He would have much more blocks if teams tried him more. There are so many extra passes just because Wemby's on the court, and teams look so comfortable when he's off the court. Oh,